Hey there, folks. Welcome back to Let's Play Final Fantasy XIII-2. I'm the Mysterious JG, and this is probably going to be the last video of the series, and the last time I ever play Final Fantasy XIII-2. Because we've cleared out all the bosses in the Colosseum and all the DLC. We've got all the fragments. There's really nothing left to do except show the secret ending. I'm not going to tell you what the secret ending is, but it's kind of well known to be one of the most underwhelming things. Like, as far as the time you put into it to the return you get ratio, it's one of the worst ever. Arguably, like, you know, you could say, oh, what if you have to play Final Fantasy X-2 through twice to get the good ending? Yeah, but I mean, the good ending feels like it's something you've earned as part of the story. I guess we'll find out when we get to the secret ending. So basically we just have to redo the very last battle of the game, last battles of the game. I'm not going to switch my party. I think I'm just like, what the hell, let's use the party that killed the super bosses to do this, because I'm sure as hell not going to bother to level up. I mean, you know, he's like, hey, would it be fun to see them in battle? I don't know if it's worth going to the trouble of seeing Gilgamesh and Velfior.
Time is our great obsession.
Is it?
Who has not dreamed of returning to the past, of changing the future? Imagine the power to see how our choices affect our lives and then return to undo them. Endless possibilities. Imagine the freedom to cross time and journey through the ages. The freedom to change the past and bend history to your will. What would you do if you had that power?
Make a better game.
Eradicate the mistakes of history and build a perfect future? Or would you be subject to fate and be swept down the river of time, powerless to change your course? Come with me. Let me show you your fate.
Are you talking to me? I think that was the secret ending. I'm not sure if I had the paradox scope equipped. Maybe you always get that little sequence when you come here. I'm under the impression I don't have to beat this entire level again. Oh, did I accidentally choose the wrong thing? Oh yeah, I did choose the wrong thing. I forget you unlock a thing where you can play through the beginning of the game sequences. Oh, what the hell? We can do that real quick and then go on the end battle. I thought for a minute we'd accidentally jump straight to the ending. Can you handle it? Yeah, let's do the auto battles at the beginning of the game again. This is a mistake, by the way. I didn't actually mean to come and do this fight, but... yeah. I didn't realize there was a little special intro movie for that sequence. And now I'm like, oh crap, maybe I should have played through to see if there's a special ending. But no, I just went to the wrong place is what happened. I went to Valhalla instead of Academia 500 or whatever.
Final Fantasy XIII-2, the story so far.
Thanks, Captain Cryptic. Okay, never mind. Yeah, for a minute there, I thought you don't even fight the endgame battles to get the ultimate secret ending, which felt really silly to me somehow. So let's make sure it's activated just in case. Paradox scope is on. And we're supposed to... yeah, I went all the way here. We're supposed to come here. There's nothing to get here.
Time and memory.
Okay, so the story... yeah, pardon me. That was confusing. But that little speech he was giving made me wonder if, like, oh, crap. Do you actually even do the final battles again? Or do you just watch the ending? I was thinking, oh, I guess I'll have, like, a 5-minute video. But no, the story at this point, for anybody who's just jumping ahead, who didn't watch me play through the ending without the paradox scope, is Caius is going to strike at this point in time, and just because they're getting ready to evacuate academia and jump into a funky new cocoon. And where the hell am I? Okay, good. I thought for a minute I have to redo the whole map. So Caius is getting ready to jump into a new, like, he's gonna smash cocoon somehow and kill everybody, which will cause a floodgate of souls entering into the realm of the afterlife, which will unleash all chaos and consume the world and destroy the timeline, because this is the only thing that will stop Yule from dying over and over, is to destroy time itself. And he can either do this by killing the goddess Etro, or by causing a catastrophe where a bunch of people die at the same time, and therefore, because human souls travel to this chaos world when they die, because human hearts have chaos in them, and similar to the plan that Bartandalus had in the last game, where he's going to kill a bunch of people at once to summon God, Caius wants to kill a bunch of people at once to unleash the floodgates of chaos. This kind of, I didn't go through all the and I'm certainly not going to do it now. Like, if anybody really wants a video of me reading all the data logs, because some of this stuff gets explained, most of the backstory of this game gets explained only through the data logs, which is part of why everyone complains about this game's story. The game itself never tells you what's going on. But, like, one thing that kind of makes the game make sense is Etro's Gate. The instant Etro's Gate opened, a world-devouring darkness slipped through from Valhalla. The goddess turned back the river of time, and that terrible darkness, the unseen chaos, was sealed away. Her power exhausted, Etro fell into a sleep from which she would never awaken. It was Lightning who sensed that someone meant to exploit that weakness to destroy the goddess for good. She learned of the man called Caius Ballard. I almost said Baltar. If the goddess is destroyed, the chaos of the unseen realm would be unleashed, and the mortal realm devoured by Valhalla. Lightning decided to stand and fight to protect Etro and see her benevolence upheld. Because the unseen chaos, the chaos of the unseen realm, is a malevolent energy that seeps through into the world of mortals. The existence-defying darkness witnessed by Lightning is an immense and inexorable force, a creeping doom that she is not even certain acts with a unified purpose or will. Where the chaos of Valhalla leaks into the mortal realm, the laws of the physical world are undone. The paradoxical energy seeks to return all existence to the unseen realm, but at times it seems to show an almost odd affection for those who share an affinity with chaos. Heart of Chaos, goddess Etro's own heart, given to Caius. It is the font of the immortal guardian's power. Only if another potential guardian defeats him and takes this power can Caius truly be killed. The only person remaining in the world with that potential is Null. If the new guardian has enough strength of will, he can release the heart's power and put an end to immortal destiny. If he wavers, however, he will be enslaved in the chains of chaos and become the latest in line of eternal servants. Eyes of Etro. Eyes of Etro is another name given to Yule's power or whatever. None of this makes that much sense, except that somehow everybody dying at the same time is going to unleash chaos and destroy the timeline, which is what Caius wants for some reason. So, I guess I don't really care what they've got equipped. They're really protected against Deprotect, which is not even a thing Caius is going to do. Oops. Guess I needed to jump there. But we should be just fine for all of these fights. I sure hope so. They will be tougher than they were, but I believe they'll all be cakewalk compared to the DLC fights we've been doing the last several videos. But yeah, this is pretty much 100% clear of the game. There's nothing left to showcase except buying DLC outfits and equipment for characters. There's nothing else left. Hi guys.
Ooh, are you watching?
I hope not, because every time you look at stuff, it causes you to die, apparently. You can see futures. Anyway, I'm gonna kill myself. Bye! Oh, he's achieved maximum deformation. He's a deformable.
It's him.
That guy, you know, that we've never met before, the giant purple demon. Get down and boogie. Get down with your bad self, Sarah. Oh, here's the part in the game where a bunch of characters who we're supposed to care about show up to help. But only in cinema scenes. Kupo, Kupo. Kupo is here. Hope, hope.
Okay, of course we are. Just took a little detour. Get on board. You're the best pilot we have.
Dodge?
Quickly.
Oh, yeah, I'm here, so, you know, that matters. Someone. Oh, Dodge has learned to speak more words than just Daddy! He didn't have a whole lot of things to say in the previous game. I suppose I could have watched the cinemas again to come up with some jokes in advance, but I'm still kicking myself. We had, in my other simultaneous Let's Play, Final Fantasy XII, the Zodiac Age, Balthier finally meets his dad, and I don't make any Jecht jokes. Well, he doesn't finally meet his dad. He has, well, spoilers for that game, I guess. His big climactic showdown against his dad. No Jecht jokes. Missed the ball. Dropped the ball.
Sis, is that you?
I can tell by your erratic flying.
Dodge says he misses your classes.
Friend of yours?
When did Dodge take his classes?
First, we've got a planet to save.
This is it. A fight for the future.
Dodge never took classes from Sarah. She wasn't a teacher until New Bottom, and Dodge wasn't there. What the hell? I'm sure there's a Japan-only story CD that explains where that reference comes from, but better to betray the world than let the world betray me, punk. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, we probably... My paradigms are probably not very good for these fights because they're probably too conservative. I could probably get away with some stuff with having more Dwarf with the wolf is just... Yeah, Matador's probably fine. I don't think I need three Sentinels against this guy. Ignis, oh no, it's turning into Sonic 06. Never did stagger him. Oh well. I don't want it far faster than you're supposed to be able to, so. And we got Phoenix Blood. I don't even know what that does. So. I think it might be, rather than an item you use, it might be an ingredient in some kind of smithing recipe. That's right. Turn that old stereotype on its head. Have the girl stop the boy from falling off the edge.
You still don't know the truth, Sarah.
You'll have to see an additional 45 seconds of ending cinematic before it will make sense.
Even if you save your future, you will
I think
not
it's longer than
survive to
45
see it.
I
seconds,
know
but...
the truth, Caius. I know that every time I change things, I lose a part of my life. But don't you see?
My life isn't worth anything.
I don't care. I'm here to protect the future. And I will.
Spoilers, Sarah. Now we know you're gonna die.
But you shall die first.
Don't you know that if you don't die, you're gonna die? Oh, got a big close-up of him here. I guess we should heal. Oh no, she's got. He is really picking on her quite a bit. Witness my badassery. I don't want to get overconfident here. Yeah, I risk getting overconfident with some of this. Possible some of this can't be removed with the spell. Maybe somebody else could get their turn off while she's flying around. Take this.
Live is without meaning.
Oh, you suck. Again, these are... I'm like, oh, I didn't win as fast as I thought I was going to, and then I'm thinking, no, this is supposed to be like near endgame boss level difficult, so beating it in like a minute is definitely means that we're ridiculously strong at this point.
You fight bravely to protect your friends, like a true guardian.
But she just told you she wants to die, so...
You swore the same oath to protect Yule.
Yeah, I have my fingers crossed.
Everything
It's
I
like
do is
weird square symbol flashing in front of their faces there.
her spirit is bound by a curse. I will save her.
I will cast a Suna to get rid of the curse.
How many Yules have you met on this journey?
Like, 2?
The jewel
Oh, yeah, there's definitely weird
process is
boxes
being
flying
carnage
around.
without end in every age. Think what that means.
I have no idea.
Her only purpose is to die over and over.
She doesn't even get to, like,
Even though she can see the future,
ride
she's not
horses or
allowed to
shop
escape
and
her
do other
fate.
girl stuff.
She is born knowing that she will die before she has truly lived. Countless deaths without a life to give them meaning.
So, I mean, yeah, it sucks, but
No matter how great the sacrifice, they
it's
shall
6 days of
destroy time and
sacrifice.
fate itself. Then your spirit shall be free.
No, your spirit must not be free. Her spirit must be expensive / enslaved. Let's give him the double shoulder tackle.
It's tearing apart.
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Wings of night.
They must have a lot of people living in this future city here. Or they've got a lot of empty apartment buildings or business skyscrapers.
All units, move up.
You know, continue flying around. Is this even the ship
We
that
can catch him.
Zaz was flying? Or?
But what about?
You have to protect the Neil and Fang.
Also, you're not really involved in the game,
You're
so
right.
you'll come back in the sequel and you'll be a little kid
I'll see
again.
you on the new cocoon. Don't be late.
This
This isn't goodbye.
Yeah, we'll be
It's
there.
just me sticking out a fist.
Lightning will be with us.
Take care.
Holding lightning, and fire and ice, and wind. Fire and ice.
Ready?
Yeah, Bobo, come on, man. Check this one out. I just made a fire and ice reference.
Don't worry, Dodge.
Lightning will be with us as long as fire and ice. They're a WCW tag team, so, you know, that's what I'm referencing now. That's the theme of Fire and Ice. Okay, so I guess we're in Valhalla now.
Valhalla.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of that and accidentally picked the wrong place to go to. Oh, cool. We have Twilight Odin. No, it's non-Twilight Odin.
I think she sent us a present.
Even though we have its crystal, so we should be able to use this thing anytime we want. JG's never bothered to level it up.
Not just me. She's helping you too, Noel.
I think she's helping you to help her sister. Oh, crap. Well, why'd you have to mess up our cool horse riding sequence, you jerk?
Here in Valhalla, the chaos is my ally.
We've signed a non-aggression pact.
Now let us decide the true history.
This is the true love we're making. This is the true love we're making. This is the true love we're making. Yeah, go ahead and cast Ultimate. I don't even know if I care. I don't think the bosses are powered up yet. Oh, this is ridiculous. Try to understand, I'm a magic man. Oh wow, I didn't even get a chance to switch to Cerberus. We've only just begun. That's why I got my ass kicked in less than a minute. Yeah, again, I kind of knew Volgerberber or whatever super boss in the last video was the last real challenge.
You cannot kill me, not now.
We're in the middle of a cinema scene.
You think this will make you happy?
Me killing you? Because I think it will.
I've known and protected hundreds of Yules. They had the same soul. Every one of them was unique.
You mean they had like birthmarks?
A Yule who dreamed of travel. A Yule who loved to sing. A Yule who collected flowers.
There's no way one girl could do all three of those things.
Died. All of them before my eyes.
Get over it, buddy. I mean, what are you, a teenager? It's sad. You're destroying the space-time continuum.
So she could be with you.
Well, that's not actually why she did it. I'm not sure that she had a choice, but
The one you. That was enough.
I never need to meet any more Yules. They're pretty terrible.
We will meet again.
Don't know where,
She was smiling when she died. She believed in the future.
She believed the children of the
She
future.
knew we'd meet again.
Don't know where, don't know when.
Think, Caius, think. Was it really a curse? Was it forced on her by Etro? Do you really think that Yule wanted to die and not come back?
You're right. Let's not even have a final boss battle. Let's just be
Of course you
friends.
Yule wanted to come back.
I know it in my
Time
boob.
She died in your arms. She wanted to come back. She knew her next life would be short. She knew
Did she know?
because she wanted to see you.
Boy, their weapons look
Again
silly in
and
this
again
cinematic.
without end.
Enough, no more. Lies!
Too many lies.
Why won't you believe me?
Because the word believe has the word lie in it. As we learned in Metal Gear Solid 2. Sons of Liberty. We didn't get a little paradox scope message, so I'm assuming we'll get one for the final battle against the big Bahamut's Team Bahamut. And this time I'm just gonna not even gonna try to spare him because we know it doesn't matter. This time Noel's just gonna be like, "Fuck it, I'm killing you." So I kind of forgot it's like just here on this freaking beach where we fight this crazy super showdown. Stud! So we're just kind of floating out in Valhalla Sea. I guess I'm just going to do a really long end video here because I don't really see a lot of point in breaking this up any further, even though we're kind of getting close to an end of a video time.
It's up to you to keep hope alive.
I thought we were trying to rescue you, not Hope. That probably is a bigger deal if you haven't played through the Lightning DLC and had Lightning in Etro armor as a character for the entire game. Why are there 3 of you now? I don't even know. So yeah, we actually have kind of terrible setup for this fight now that I think about it, but it really shouldn't matter. We got pretty cool music playing. Bloody claws, not really a big deal. Even with multicast and deep protect gap. I suppose I might as well go for all my buffs now. They should last for the entire fight. But I'm starting to wonder, did I have the thing activated? I thought I did. His attitude has shifted. It may not be worth messing around with. No, not Delta Attack. It's probably not worth messing around with debuffs against him. Get our hit points built up and then get Chi-Chu in there to do some damage. And we killed him right before he could do Dying Sun. So, where was the battle where the Paradox Scope made a difference? I was sure I had it activated. Because that was supposed to be the final battle. I think I'll know the secret ending when I see it, but I figured one of the fights at the end would be tougher with the Paradox Scope equipped. Maybe not. Maybe you just have to have it. And it's only those optional endings you get by beating Caius earlier in the plot where the battles are harder. So I don't think we get another fight with Caius. Once you beat him in the form of 3 dragons, he just comes back as beat up dude. Alright, guys, time to knock it off. You know the heart of chaos is still beating.
You told me that Yule is reborn because of me.
Never even occurred to me before. Crap, man, it's all my fault.
We must free Yule. Kill me. You're the only one that can end this eternal torment.
Well, I could just shut off the Xbox. No, you're a wonderful man.
Even
Kill
if
me.
it were for Yule's sake, I wouldn't want to kill you.
I don't know, you old Yule anything after all.
I killed her with my own hands.
Strangled her good.
Will you allow me to go unpunished?
He's lying.
In Valhalla, time does not flow as it should.
You know, it's
Long
like my
before
urine.
we began our battle here, I had already faced her. Now, she sleeps, never to wake. Things that shall happen in your future have already been decided in my own past.
I voted on it.
I know how it begins and how it ends.
So
You
spoilers.
should know you can't provoke me, no matter how hard
I
you
am
try.
immune to the
I'm
provoke
not going to
status.
kill you.
That's right. You hate to kill anyone, don't you?
Except about 1 billion random encounter monsters.
Born at the end of days. You understand the truth.
You were born at the end of days, like Baron Corbin. have a choice. It's kind of bullshit. Kill him. Which choice is it? Just tell me which button to press to kill him. Okay, they're giving us plenty of time to know it's a cinematic action. Finish him. Because even if you don't... Oh, so what's the difference?
Give it up. I won't do it.
What kind of bullshit is that? That's exactly what happened when I pressed X last time.
Impressive.
No!
He who can change time must choose between those who die and those who live.
Yeah,
You
but
must bear the burden.
he's not actually bearing the burden if you do it yourself. I don't know why I'm sad about this. You're a complete jerk. Anyways. I guess if it turns out I did something wrong, I'll just play through this all again off camera and tack on only the bit that changed. But
No.
it didn't feel like the
He
final
always
boss
wanted
battles
to come
were
back here.
more challenging at all.
He wanted to come back here to die.
He's kind of a weirdo.
He thought if he did, he could end Yule's cycle of rebirth.
And he might be right for all I know. I'm really not following the story at all.
All the Yules that are called back to Valhalla.
To get
They can be
timeshare.
with him here. They don't have to return to be born again.
They're not born again Christians.
He heard you. In the end, he believed what you told him.
That thing about how he's a rock star like David Lee Roth? Oh wait,
This
you didn't say
world
that. You
gives
just thought
birth
it.
to infinite possibilities. But that's all there are. Possibilities. There's no death here, but no real life either.
It's like Minnesota. Sorry.
The Yules that returned to this place
The whole
chose
city
different
turned into a
fate.
giant tomb,
They
like
wanted
St.
to be born
Paul.
again. They didn't need immortality.
They wanted reality.
And they got this game instead.
But Caius wanted something different. Something he thought was better than life.
Super life.
A dream.
Second
where he
life.
could protect the spirits of all the Yules forever. But I'm not like him.
I don't give a crap about you.
I'm going to find her. Find my Yule. It doesn't have to be forever. Just
Just wish I was better at this.
I want to be with her in the future.
Then, let's do it. Build a new future.
No, I said I want to be with her, Sarah. You don't get to come.
I never wanted to hurt anyone.
Except maybe Noel.
I didn't want to lose
I mean,
my Yule.
Caius, you.
I
Wanted to hurt
didn't
you.
want to lose any of you. No one deserves to die.
Well, I mean, there's Hitler.
Not even you, friend. Farewell.
You were worse than Hitler, but you didn't deserve to die. Who would he be like? Hitler or one of them mad fellers? Father Ted reference. Can't say I have separation anxiety for this game. I've been kind of... I enjoyed the Let's Play, but I've been ready to put this one to bed. Oh no, it's... Okay, good. That means we're not going to do any more of those clock puzzles.
Feeling okay? When the timeline changed, did you see anything? I mean, did you feel any pain?
I mean, we know you're going to die, right?
No.
Maybe the secret ending is she lives? Hey, maybe the secret ending is she lives. I kind of already spoiled it's really underwhelming, so it's probably not that much of a change.
I don't think she's here, Kubel.
Wait, you don't think that Caius really...
No, that was just a lie. Now that the timeline is fixed, she's back in her own world. I bet she's waiting for you, along with everyone else.
Everybody's waiting for you, Sarah, so get a freaking move on here.
The paradoxes are resolved. The gates will disappear soon.
Everything is wonderful and peachy keen. You're not going to die. It's not a sad ending.
Right.
The next game
This
isn't
will
going to be a
take us
total
to
bummer.
500 AF. I guess that's where we'll be living now. 500 years in my future. Maybe lightning will be there.
Maybe not.
It was the future Lightning fought to protect. It's the start of a brand new era.
It's a whole new world. Don't you dare close your eyes.
What about Fang and Vanille?
Yeah, who
They'll be
cares?
there for sure. And don't forget, Hope is in that time as well.
And Zaz and Snow
Once the
and
gates disappear,
Nora and
everyone stays where they are.
and
Every day, we'll be able to
Jill
look into the sky
Nabat.
and
She's
see the
back
new
and she's a
cocoon
good
above
guy
us.
now. Everyone is there.
I'll be waiting there, Kubo.
Snow.
The dumbass.
That'll be up to Lightning, I think. Yeah?
She might decide to murder him.
Yeah. Let's go.
Yeah?
Yeah, we wanna go? Yeah. Should we go? Yeah. Po. You get it. Po. Do do do. Po. Do do.
Has been deployed.
Major fissures detected in the pillar.
Major fissures in the pillar. Get him out of there. Send in Private Crack.
Switching displays.
We're pulling out.
Well, the
Come on,
church
Zaz.
does approve that method of birth control, but
We've got Vanille and Fang. Their crystal is intact. Bringing them home.
oh, they have a specific crystal that they are in. It's not just the entire pillar is made of their crystallized
Thank
bodies.
You,
Okay.
Zaz. Thank you for saving them.
Thank you, Zaz, for
They
saving
kept
my
our world
life.
safe for centuries.
For saving
And
my
now they can
life.
rest and join us in our new arc.
Or they might want to go to Pulse since that's their like home.
The gates haven't been shut down yet, which means the timeline must still be unstable.
Sure, that makes sense, I suppose.
Director?
Did we kill that girl that betrayed us, or is she in some kind of future jail? What happened to her?
Coming down!
Hey, isn't he the guy who like was a jerk about letting us play with future technology in that one, or was he the guy who like told terrible jokes? Was he the guy whose daughter wanted a flower that only bloomed during the winter? Like, which of the various quest-giving NPCs was that guy recycled from? Here's the song I was convinced would earn me a copyright strike and destroy the ending last time, but it didn't, so we should be good.
Staring the stars, feeling the winds every time. I can
So the old dead cocoon collapses, and it's fine. I mean, everyone in New Bottom presumably dies as all this crystal falls on them, but otherwise it's all good. So it's their techno planet that they live on the inside of somehow? Even though it's got big cracks all over it? No, it's collapsing too. Wait. So where the hell are they supposed to be living? Is this what's supposed to be happening? Is this good or is this terrible? I kind of figured part of the theme of the first game is that this cocoon of safety humanity lived in was a bad thing because they weren't adapting to their world and were being controlled and used. And this game's like, nah, let's build our own. We're still not actually going to deal with whatever's going on the planet.
Our haven. It will be called Benevelza, and
Why?
it shall be the new home for the human race.
Benevelza is a thing in the next game, so I don't know why this is named that, because the two don't seem to have anything to do with each other. Or maybe they do, I don't know. So earlier, she stopped him from falling off the ship, and it was a neat little switcheroo. But now it's like he's going to land with dignity, and she's going to land on her butt.
Hey,
Or maybe not.
look, the heroes are back.
It says.
I know who he is for some reason. I don't think they really met, did they?
Nice catch.
Welcome home.
Don't slap my ship, jerk.
Gotcha.
Oh, never mind. She doesn't land on her butt, but she still needs a man's help to land. You continue to exist too, Maud. You're okay now. I hated your guts before. I'm not dead or anything. It's great.
It'll be good to see everyone again.
Her outfit in this pre-rendered mode somehow seems more fakey. Oh, chaos energy is destroying the world. Great.
It's the end of our journey.
Because I'm about to die. I mean,
Hey. No.
if I don't try to thank you, making it really emotional and sad, does that mean I don't have to die?
Thank you.
For the help, big man. How about a Hickory Farms gift? Wait a minute, you're dying. I can't even finish my Hickory Farms gift box joke.
Sarah, snap out of it. No!
Just close your eyes or something.
No. Sarah.
Dude, my knee's locked. I got a little lightheaded is all. Don't overreact. Dude. It kinda sucks that Sarah's dead. I guess the secret ending isn't that she gets to live. That would change the third game far too much. Hey, how's Sarah going? I hope everything's good with Sarah. I'd hate to think anything bad happened to her, because we'd have to murder you if it did.
No.
Did you kill Sarah? Because if so, we're gonna kill you.
But why?
Why do I suddenly look Asian?
You were safe. Everything was fine.
This is such bullshit, man. I don't know. I'm probably making like 90% the same quips as last time, but the future refused to change. He looks older than Noel now.
If you change the future, you change the past.
It proves the American dream is still alive. I guess he's supposed to be older than Sarah now. That was like a weird glitch with the timelines and stuff.
Sirius is forced to see it all.
Sucks to be her, huh?
You mean Sarah? She saw this vision?
She saw the vision that
Yes.
Gary Spivey sees.
And it killed her.
Oh well. Well, I guess we better get to enjoying that new world so our death isn't in vain, huh?
She knew the risk. If we altered the future, she knew what would happen. That her life could be in danger.
But here I am, pawing at her face.
I wanted to protect her.
Well, it's not like I was in love with her. Oh, delicious milk.
I thought I had.
It's not like I was going to
thought
protect
you
her. I
were
mean, I cared about you all. Sarah and I weren't getting together or anything. I kept messing with Snow about it, but no. No, and by the way, the ending is even worse than you thought. Eternal Darkness and his Requiem is here. You Popo. Somehow significantly less impactful.
She is gone, Kupo.
But she'll be back in 5. Are we gonna pretend we care about Mog's death? Nah, let's not bother.
The heart of chaos beats in my chest. A manifestation of Etro.
Did I forget to mention that earlier?
Should this heart stop beating, the goddess will die once again.
Oh, and your choice at the end? Truly meaningless. Because last time I chose to spare him and he grabbed the knife from me and killed himself. This time I chose finish him and he still grabs the knife from you and kills himself. And even when you choose finish him, Noel still says, no, I'm not going to do it.
The goddess dies, the chaos of Valhalla is unleashed.
Pretty cool, huh?
The chaos has the power to warp the timeline and destroy the past.
It has proved the American dream doesn't last. They don't call it the natural. So, this is happening again. The secret ending is a tacked-on postscript after the main ending. I will be kind of annoyed if it doesn't happen. And I'm a little worried because I didn't get a message saying paradox possibilities on, like usually when you first start a boss battle, there is a message that indicates that the battle is going to be tougher. Oh, look, she's got shiny crystal bits. Yeah, buy the sequel if you want an ending of any kind, losers. Screw you. Alright, well, I'm not sure whether we can skip past this without messing with the ending, so I guess we're sitting through it. I already kind of went through my thoughts on the game. I guess I'll rehash them. So, I remember when this game came out, I enjoyed the fact that... That sounds kind of lame, but I enjoyed the fact that grinding for levels actually seemed to serve a purpose again. Because I'm somebody who will, if I'm enjoying a game... Like, I'm enjoying the game mechanics, and I enjoy the character design, particularly if, like, Final Fantasy X, or they would throw in bits of, you know, NPC, or they'd throw in dialogue between the characters during combat. I would grind, and I almost said off-screen, like, when not recording for YouTube, I would grind and get extra levels and try to learn extra skills. I enjoy that aspect of some RPGs. It can go way overboard. Final Fantasy XII... as I've said many times during that LP, the speed-up feature on the HD remaster is essential, because without it, that game requires way too much grinding. But it just took that a way extreme direction. But generally, I do like games with some grinding, and I like the fact that it was more meaningful in this game, because in Final Fantasy XIII, they put in these weird artificial blocks to make it so grinding wasn't useful. But anyway, I also remember thinking it was kind of fun in this game. You could jump back and forth between time periods so that it didn't feel as linear. But at the end of the day, if you go through only the essential story elements of this game, it is really frickin' short. It is a very short... Is lightning going to be like at the very end? Yeah, okay. It is a really short game. And it wasn't priced like it was some kind of, like, you know, pit stop between the first game in the series and the big finale. And here's, like, you know... No, this was a full price game when it came out. It feels like there's a lot of cool side content until I stop and realize most of the side content that I actually find memorable was DLC. The only major quote, and yeah, it's a real stretch to call it major. The only like side quest that had like voice acting and a bit of its own story and character behind it that I don't remember having done years ago before I Let's Played it was the thing where you have the whatever they're called squad, the Squirtle Squad, I suppose. That you have to go find the lost members of the squad, and it ties into the story of Twilight Odin, which is somehow Lightning's old Esper Odin has been corrupted by chaos or whatever. That's the only like side quests at all that I really seem to have any memorable aspect to it that I hadn't already done. Because all those optional areas where you get like the wild chocobos, even though their music is awesome, like, you know, find big weird red blobs and talk to them, and they will direct you to a section of the map where you have to find random treasure and bring it back to the blob, and it will be, you found a flower petal, this red blob died looking for a flower petal, and now that you found a flower petal, the red blob has found peace. Like, the fact that it had side quests, because that was a big complaint people had about Final Fantasy XIII. There's no side questing at all, except there's one vaguely sandboxy area in the whole game when you get to Grand Pulse. Otherwise, it's all linear, no side quests. And this game threw them in there, but in the worst possible way. They're just super weak. And like for anybody who really wanted an old school, let's have a Final Fantasy. Let's have a game. It can be an RPG. It doesn't have to be Final Fantasy style, but an RPG where you can go from one town to another and talk to NPCs. Like, no, this game never ever did that. The Final Fantasy XIII Nova Crystallis series never gave us like towns you could just go explore. Final Fantasy, I think it's called Type 0, which I was going to do a Let's Play of that. I don't think I'm ever going to bother to do a Let's Play of it. I don't think I'm going to regain interest in going back into it. But that kind of gives you the ability to wander around in towns and talk to people. But it's obvious that they just never really figured out a right way to incorporate that, because the next game... Well, no, the next game has weird town-like environments. Well, I think I'll Let's Play the next game. I don't think I'm going to Let's Play the next game right away. I don't think there'll be as big a gap between me picking that up as there was between me finishing Final Fantasy XIII and picking this game up. Because when I beat Final Fantasy XIII and I couldn't actually put the ending on YouTube, like the final video of my LP was like cobbled together still pictures and jokes, I think it turned out to be fairly entertaining for my long-term viewers, because, you know, they could go watch the real ending elsewhere. But that really put me off coming in and playing the sequels in case the same thing happened. And finally I decided to come back and do it. I started forcing myself to go into a wrap-up mode because I thought the credits were done. But anyway, no, I think I'll come back to Lightning Returns Final Fantasy XIII, which is the third game in the series, which for some reason they don't call Final Fantasy XIII-3. Well, that's a strange thing. Why don't they call it Final Fantasy XIII-3? Well, I'm not sure why they didn't call Final Fantasy XIII-2 Final Fantasy XIV, but they didn't. Anyway, yeah, I'll play that probably before I give up on Let's Playing as a hobby, I suppose. I don't know what would prevent me from playing it. I don't know. I think my next RPG I'm going to play is probably Final Fantasy VIII, because there's an HD remaster of it now, so I can play it on the PS4. I've already done some off-screening to try to advance to a certain point in the plot without leveling up. That game has a weird mechanics. It's just I really enjoy that game a lot, but it has some very strange game mechanics, and it's the first game I ever played where enemies level with you, and leveling up, it seems like you're getting stronger, but really you're not, because the enemies are getting stronger at exactly the same rate. But there are things you can do to make your character more powerful without actually leveling up, and there are also things you can get mid to late game where you get stat boosts beyond the normal level up stat boost when you level up. I'm just completely not talking about Final Fantasy XIII-2 anymore, you notice. But yeah, in Final Fantasy VIII, like, I've never beaten the ultimate super boss of that game, even though it's one of my favorite Final Fantasy games. So I'll almost certainly do that as part of my playthrough for the interwebs. But because I've beaten the final boss, like the super bosses of this game, which is a game I did not enjoy as much as Final Fantasy VIII. But I guess what I'm trying to get to is, yeah, in Final Fantasy VIII, I'm going to be trying to strike a balance between doing a normal LP and possibly also off-screening through stuff and not fighting enemies or defeating enemies in ways that I don't get experience. But I don't want my LP to be this really weird, twisted version of the game. It's kind of like, you know, all just doing a playthrough of Final Fantasy Tactics, where he's just like, yeah, it's like every single battle is like, I'm going to keep characters, I'm going to artificially extend the length of the battle so I can steal items and get points and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, I'm kind of can't help but thinking, yeah, you might have two parallel saved states or whatever, one of which you're doing the battle the normal way that it would be done, and another one where you're kind of like artificially extending stuff and doing stuff all funky. Fabula Nova Crystallisis Final Fantasy series. That's this game, the prior game, the sequel to this, which wraps up the trilogy, and I guess Final Fantasy Type 0 counts as being part of Nova Crystallisis, but doesn't have any of the same characters. To me, it doesn't seem to happen on the same world, but I guess it's supposed to be the same world. Okay, let's see this super ending. It better show up, too. I'll be annoyed. Come on. Come on. Don't tell me I just played through this whole thing and don't get the super ending. Won't make a difference to you guys. I'll just have to play through it again off screen and tack it onto this video, but you'll miss, however, the challenging version of the final boss fight.
Seen all of history, all of its possibilities. They have seen all the endings.
I'm talking about the TV
But
viewers
they
at home.
must know the goddess Etro is already dead. Her end is final.
I thought we knew
no
that.
Man, woman, or god can bring her back now.
There's no God
Ignorant
but
and
God,
blind
man.
To their true mission, they did exactly what I wanted.
What about the dumbasses?
At the end of their journey to save the world, they stilled the goddess's power.
What a bunch of losers.
Yule, let us begin.
Let's. I didn't realize he has little elven booties.
Curse. Embrace the new world.
Slowing down the big feather thingy. So the secret ending is that. That was the secret ending. So now imagine you went and you got all of the fragments just so you could do that. Now I got all the fragments because I'm doing a Let's Play and I wanted to be a completionist. But imagine it was only because you heard there was a secret ending that you went and got all the fragments. And that was the secret ending. The secret ending is the goddess is dead, which we already knew. The other aspect of the ending is apparently Caius isn't dead. And he also mentions that we were puppets who did exactly what he wanted, which we also kind of already knew. So the secret ending, completely pointless. I mean, you could at least have Yuna pushing Titus into some water and him saying, "That's not cherishing." It's actually a better secret ending. Anyway, guys, that is well and truly it for Final Fantasy XIII-2. I believe I am never going to play this game again. Didn't hate it. Didn't love it. Hope you had fun. I did. And sometimes even when I'm bitching, I'm having fun bitching. Other than maybe some of those clock puzzle videos and maybe some of those moments where I was like 45 minutes into a fight against a super boss and lost. Maybe they weren't fun. By and large, for the most part, the rest of it was fun. Even just making fun of the incredibly uninspired NPCs from all those stupid side quests. It's a fun game, and I hope you'll join me for Final Fantasy XIII Lightning's Revenge, which I don't remember all that well, but I think it's going to be a fun game too. See you for that one eventually, guys. And keep me in your heart, etc. So yeah, it's weird wrapping this one up. I don't have like a Sarah. I'm not just gonna like put up a video of Sarah and Stud. Like that felt like such a great way to end the last one. I have no Garrus wanting to recalibrate the guns one more time ending here. So just remember, Sarah will always live in our hearts because when you win the game, you get kicked straight back to the screen. See you guys later.